So in today's Survival Perspective 2025, I want to talk about one of the fallacies in the entire survival movement. You have all these people that on one hand, they push, they complain, and they derate people because they don't make enough money. They don't go out and work 5 jobs, etc., etc. Then on the other side, you have the extreme cheap minimalists. And they go out and they criticize people because they don't save any money and they have too much and greed runs everything. So the real survival perspective for 2025 should be somewhere in the middle of that. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Because as usual, you can take both extreme views, add them together and divide them in half, and then you have survival reality. So in my way of thinking, I differ from these other people, but I take some of their ideas and apply them together for a much better result. So when we're looking at surviving in an economic collapse or a continuing negative economy or an economy where we don't have enough money to do the things we want to do, what we need to do is combine making extra streams of income and working on things, both for productive and for non-monetary gain. Then on the other side of that, we want to partner together with buying discount material, business opportunities, business relationships, and also saving money by buying used goods and by buying goods that are new old stock. So these activities can both save you a lot of money and they can also function as an income producing stream. For instance, if you're an eBay seller like I am, I buy a lot of stuff on eBay and I sell a lot of stuff on eBay. So you can use the money generated on eBay to live off of. You can also use that money to buy things you need. And the ideal situation is your efforts will be both a income stream and a savings stream. So what I'm looking at today is recently, in the last 2 weeks, I bought this Field and Stream 3X shirt. It's got the Sherpa lining. It still had all the tags on it. You can see the retail price for this shirt would have been $120 in the store. And you can confirm that online. Now, I paid $14 for this, including free shipping. It's from a vendor I've done a lot of business with in the past, so I watched their ads. And when you're looking for used clothing, what you're going to find is 2X, 3X, 4X, and the 2XB, 3XB, and 4XB sizes all bring a premium if you're selling them. And unfortunately, in my situation, I wear a 3X shirt, and then I wear extra large pants. Now, what that means is if you're looking for clothing, a lot of times you can make bulk clothing purchases in small, medium, and large and extra large. And in doing that, you can get free shipping, and even with paying sales tax, you can buy enough stuff to wear for a year for $50 to $100. And you can also build a stockpile of clothing in winter gear for next year or the future. Now, the issue we have here is we don't know how long this economic situation is going to last. Personally, I think we're in a zone of down economy for 10 to 20 years. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to go up and down, so you're going to have peaks and troughs, but you're never going to regain the monetary buying power you had 5-10 years ago. Now, this example is a Tommy Bahama Island Zone sweater. I like Tommy Bahama clothing, especially the tops, the sweaters, the jackets. This is another brand. If you buy it in stores, you're going to pay over $100 per garment. This one was about $20, including shipping, off of eBay. Now, what I want to stress here is some of the clothing brands you'll find in the store, they only go up to 1X or 2X. So if you wear larger sizes, you're going to have trouble obtaining it. So for instance, with Tommy Bahama, they sell their larger sizes, 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X online versus in the stores. So that is one reason used goods are a premium, because you have to go directly to Tommy Bahama website, so you're not going to get anything on sale or special. So keep in mind, anytime you can buy clothing in lots, whether it's 2 or 3 sweaters together, 4 or 5 shirts together, that's what you want to do. Now, a lot of people have different thoughts on precious metals. My thought is this: there is a 2-tier system for precious metals, wholesale and retail. Most people buy it retail. There is a hazy area in the middle where if you are an established customer with various pawn shops in different locations around the country, what you will learn is the buyback price on precious metals is not set on all these websites you see on the internet or these big sellers of precious metals. The buyback is set by the pawn shop. So for instance, I do a lot of business with a pawn shop in Massachusetts, even though I'm in North Carolina. I buy tools, equipment, figurines, jewelry, watches, and coins from them throughout the year. So for instance, with this, we have 90% silver quarters. There's $7 face value here, which means there's 28 quarters. When you're talking about junk silver such as this, it's really hard to find it at a reasonable price in small quantity. But I paid below spot market price for this in the same transaction that I bought this silver eagle. Now, the good thing about buying from this pawn shop is there's no fee for using credit cards, debit cards, Bitcoin, or whatever you want to use to buy it, like there are with online precious metal dealers. So when you're looking at the premium and the tack-on price for your method of payment with these online resellers, a lot of times you can go in and buy this kind of material at or below spot. So on this transaction, I made about $30 while it was being mailed to me by U.S. mail, just from the increase in precious metal prices. Now this one I bought on speculation. I paid about $5 too much for it. But when you figure in shipping and you figure in the fact that you have to pay for whatever your payment service is, and if you buy it from a big dealer, the $5 that I paid extra for this will go away in price averaging, or either the rise in the cost of the metals. So if you're like me, I've been buying and selling metals for about 20 years, and I price average. So that's one thing you want to do. This also gives you a medium of exchange. I've bought and sold a lot of guns where I got below wholesale price on the guns while dealing in retail price on the coin. So that way I actually got a discount that was really severe on the wholesale side on the gun, and I traded retail value metal versus the wholesale value metal. So that's one of the ways that you can really increase the amount of goods in your stockpile. So this is just one idea where you can't listen to these people that want to tell you to do one thing or the other, because as you age and you have other responsibilities, you have children, you're running a farm, you're growing food, you're repairing stuff, you're not going to have time to have 2 or 3 jobs, because those are your jobs. And you have to take into account how much money you save from non-revenue producing work versus doing revenue producing work. For instance, I did the brake job on my F350. That took $600 worth of parts, but the labor on it in my area would have been $2,000. So to me, that was a $2,000 savings for one day's work. So that's a pretty good premium on savings. So when you're thinking about economic survival, you got to think from, one, the goods you're buying, whether you're getting them discounted. One way to do that is to buy used goods or new old stock goods. If you're buying used goods, what you have to do is evaluate their value based on how much useful life they have left. For instance, this shirt looked like it had been worn maybe once or twice. So basically, you have a almost new, lightly used garment for less than 20% of what it would have cost in the store. This one, you have a brand new garment for 10% of what it would have cost in the store. And the good thing is, this kind of stuff, if you preserve it and take care of it, if you don't need it, you can sell it later for a profit. Same thing with these precious metals. So when you're buying precious metals, what you want to do is go for the gray zone in between wholesale and retail, where your pricing is closer to wholesale. So keep in mind, you can make a lot of money on this, but you're making money on wholesale versus retail valuation, and then using those goods to trade for others. So if you trade at retail or slightly above at a premium, but you paid wholesale or a little bit above wholesale, and then you get a discount on the item you're buying, you can net 20, 30, 40% of savings on what you're buying. So please share your thoughts. We'll see you on the next video.